For my action learning project, I decided to ask the question, how can young adult literature be used to enrich the science curriculum? One of my students, Caroline, is going to help us tell the story of this project. The end goal of this project would be to integrate the top science young adult books into my science curriculum to move our readings beyond the textbook. Every year, the 10th grade honors biology students vote on a book they would like to read during the school year. This year their choice was At the Water's Edge. Sounds like an interesting book, right? Well, we quickly find out that the book was just too difficult for my students and eventually abandoned it. Never wanting to miss a teachable moment, I had my students reflect on what made this book unappealing and then had a discussion on what would make a good science novel for young adults. I would use their criteria to form my own list of books. Our next step was to go to the library and have each student select a book they thought would make a good companion piece to our class. They could either choose from my list I developed or find their own book. I shared several websites, including the ALA Best Books, Awards, and Book Lists with my students to help them get started in selecting a book. Once everyone decided on a book, I went over how to make a book trailer. I used several websites as teaching tools and showcased several exemplars from booktrailers.net and dsu.edu. Then I introduced them to Animoto as one program they could use to create their book trailer. For students who wanted extra credit or more of a challenge, I shared my book casts I made in ECI 521 and challenged them to also make a personal connection to the text. Several of my avid readers and a few students who needed a boost for their grade accepted the challenge. Finally, we showcased our book trailers and book casts during our end-of-year party. Overall, the process was successful, and the students learned a lot about themselves, science, and literature.